Hey, in this video, I'm going to be breaking down exactly how I built an AI automated job applier. So essentially, jobs would come into my inbox and they would get applied to automatically without me having to even lift a finger. And as a result, I was getting almost 100 job interviews in a 3-month period. It is unbelievable how much this worked. And the reason I built it is because everyone was telling me how difficult the job market was. And so I was wondering, can AI impact this and change the way that people apply and ultimately get jobs so that it can improve people's lives? So in this video, I'm going to show you exactly how I built it and give you a lot of insights to think about how to build automations for whatever stuff you're struggling with in your day-to-day life, business, or job. A great way to think about AI automation is there something I'm spending too much time, money, effort, or energy on every single day? That is the perfect thing that should get automated first. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get into it. This was several months back, and I was just messing around with the idea of essentially hijacking job posts. So at the time, I was very focused on, AI automation and building custom AI builds for businesses, just like I am right now. And my thought process was that if I could find businesses that are hiring people to basically do this job, I can undercut them. They won't have to pay me insurance. There's a lot of benefits to just kind of having a contractor versus a full-time employee. But I needed a way that I could immediately capture when these job posts would go live. And so I came up with an AI automation that essentially scraped data from companies that were posting job posts on a specific website. Then I enriched the data so that I could know who the CEO and the hiring manager of the company was. From there, I had it put into a AI automated scripter that essentially researched the person's LinkedIn account, wrote a custom email that I could just send straight to that person. And so when you're thinking about AI automation, the most simple way to think about it is just that. What can I automate? What do I do that is repetitive, that is not super complex, that I can use systems and AI to just simply automate? Now, I want to be very clear. There is a difference in AI custom builds and AI automation. AI custom builds is essentially like building software into a business, right? So you're building actual software solutions. It just uses intelligence and LLMs and AI systems. AI automation is like Zapier on steroids. Zapier, I'm not sure. So the most common place to do this is obviously N8N, and it's the best. I've since transitioned to. For the purpose of this video, I actually built this workflow inside of Clay, which is also an incredible tool, to be fair. And if we look at Clay, there's all types of stuff that Clay can do. Let me make sure you guys can see this. Yeah, so, we look at like just the product here. So they have all types of stuff for enriching. It's like the best GTM tool that exists. I mean, it would take me 10 hours to explain everything that it can do. So, for this use case, we're using the enrichment and a little bit of AI. All right, so I'm going to take you to the first Clay table that I created. Well, first, there's this website called Welcome to the Jungle. And if you are not familiar, this is the website that I would recommend you guys use if you're trying to find a job, or if you're trying to build a system just like this. So Welcome to the Jungle essentially uses AI to understand what your strengths are and what you're the best at. And from there, it will basically send you emails every day when a new job gets posted. It's a really, really, really cool platform. So if you think about it like this, the reason I want to build this system is there's already intent that's been shown, right? Someone's showing intent and they say, hey, I need this. So regardless of what your specialty is, even if you're not an AI expert, if you're just looking for a sales job, this is a great way to do it. So let's actually go into the system and let's take a look at what we built. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go to the decision maker's URL. Okay, let me zoom in a lot so you guys can see this here. Okay, great. So it is a little bit blurry, but I will read it out for you just so that you can see it as well. And let me just move myself here. Okay, great. So to start, we have the input, so the job post. So this is automated. So I get an email from Welcome to the Jungle, and it automatically, I had to basically create a connection between Welcome to the Jungle, Gmail, and Clay. So I set up an automation for that. Email comes in, it triggers based on some keywords, and then it gets added to right here. So it gets sent to the input. From there, it shows, or it goes and finds the official company name. And then after it finds the company name, it just simply finds the domain. So, I could do this pretty easily. It's not like a hard task. The issue is that when you're talking about multiple job applications a day or multiple job posts a day, this can get pretty time consuming. And it'll get more time consuming as this flow gets deeper and deeper into it. So once we find the domain, we want to enrich the company. So that could be everything from company name to website to employee count to the size, meaning revenue, to the industry, and to the description. And then the company LinkedIn URL. Now, the reason that this is important is because we are going to be using AI to send custom outreach. And once it sends custom outreach, it needs to know as much as humanly possible about the business that it is reaching out to. So that's why I added all of these filters in here so that it could add them to them. And these are just pre-selected inside of Clay. So you can just, create a column and you can name it. And if you ever want to edit a column in Clay, something that's really cool is it just has like little prompt cells that you can go into and you can prompt. It's really intuitive. Very easy. Okay, so at this point, we have the job post. So we understand the context of the job post. We have all the information about the company. But next, what we need to do is we need to find contacts at the company. And so that's exactly what we did. And if I can shift my screen over, so I'm doing a lot of shifting on you guys. But I just really want you to see this, okay? So a little bit further here. All right. So, sorry, I'm trying to get this in frame. Okay, so you can see this here. Let's zoom in a little bit. This is what the find contacts at company looks like. So once it gets to this point, what it does is it is going to identify the company LinkedIn URL. That's why we're grabbing the LinkedIn URL. And then it's going to filter for seniority titles in the company. So it's looking for CMO, VP of marketing, head of marketing, and CEO, because I want to find the decision makers that I can reach out to. I don't really include much else besides that. And then that's all we need there. So then what it's going to do is it's going to run this automation. And it might find 1 people, it might find 5 people. It'll just kind of depend. But what I will get is a full name, first name, last name, LinkedIn URL. It'll give me their location as well. So at this point, if you think about it, we now have job post, all the information about the company, and all the information about the decision makers, including the decision makers' contact information. So we have everything we need basically to start reaching out. Now I could just end the automation here. And I probably, I did for a certain period of time, but just once again, for scaling reasons, I wanted to automate it even further. So what we did to automate it further was we created a new table. And in this table, we have this automatically gets imported. So it takes the decision makers from the previous table that we just had, and it puts it into this table. And so we have full name, work email, LinkedIn URL, and then we have the Clayagent. And so the Clayagent is essentially like an agent with intelligence for Clay, and it's almost like their version of an LLM. And so if you want to, you can basically prompt the Clayagent just to see. And so this says, go to the provided LinkedIn URL, find the person's location, which is usually displayed directly under their name near the top of the profile. Extract and return only the location text. For example, Alpharetta, Georgia, United States. Okay, so now we've got that all set up and we're able to find the location and information about the person. Now from there, we're able to scrape data about the post and the post that they have posted in the past. And this is because we want to give ChatGPT, which is the LLM we're using for this. You could use Gemini, Grok, Claude, etc. But we want to give it as much information as possible so that it can craft a very personalized email message. It already knows everything about me. I've already trained it about me. But this is for the person that we're reaching out to. So then we have the OpenAI set up. And let me make sure you guys can see this. Okay, and so from here, it says, your task is to write a single friendly opening sentence for cold email to full name. First, check if this person has a recent LinkedIn post. If the post exists, write a short casual compliment about it. For example, saw your post about or really liked your take on. If there is no recent post, check their location. If the location is available, write a friendly comment about their city. For example, hope you're enjoying the summer in blank, or a simple, how is blank in the summer? It is hot in Atlanta. And the reason that I use this messaging is because this works really well. It's just a nice icebreaker. It's very casual. You're not selling to someone. And I think it's really important, to be honest with you. So from here, what it's going to do is it's going to spit out our cold email opener. And it's just going to be our response, basically. And then from there, what we're going to do is... that actually probably shouldn't be there. We already have that. So basically what it's going to do is it's just going to give the cold opener response. So basically we have all the information that we could possibly want and need. And all I have to do at this point is each day, once every single day, I can just export this into my cold email software, which I use Instantly, but there's Smartly, there's a couple. I put it into Instantly and it filters out the different columns based on what it reads. And I can just create a new campaign, send it off. Or I could manually do it. If there's only 3 jobs, I can manually pull the cold email opener, pull the email address, and send it out. But you can also integrate with Instantly and have it automatically do it. And so that's what I did. So basically, from start to finish, I didn't do any work. I mean, none. And I was getting job calls left and right. And I was basically going into these job calls and selling them on my automation solutions for the business in particular. And guys, this just works incredibly well. Like I said, the flow might be a little bit easier to build today in N8N, or a little bit more intuitive, but Clay is an incredible tool and an incredible resource that everyone needs, in my opinion, if you're a marketer, sales, or a business owner. So this is how you can think about building AI automations. What is a process you want to do, but if you did it, it would take way too much of your time? Automate that with AI. And guys, we can do this with everything: sales, customer service, marketing, just grocery tasks, like literally anything. There is nothing off limits. Okay, so what I need from you is, if this video is valuable, to subscribe and like, and also leave a comment asking a question or telling me what's a bottleneck in your life, job, or business. What's something you spend too much time, money, etc. on, and I'll make a custom video about that. So I really appreciate your time, and I genuinely hope this video was helpful. Be sure to check in tomorrow because I got a great video dropping that I think you're gonna really enjoy. Peace.